Good morning, people. Welcome back to the stream. Tuesday, the 25th of November. I'm in a trade. I'm in gold, looking for a sell. I'll show you why in a second. Just need to adjust my size. I've got way too much size. Had a bit of a chaotic start this morning and I let it affect my discipline. So I'm just going to try to scale out a little bit and adjust my risk to appropriate amount. Just wanted to see if I could get a little drive in my direction before I do scale out though. I do need to scale out. So let's go to 0.6, get this out. And now I could give it space to move. Yeah, I give it space to move. Hopefully it doesn't move too much against me. It should just move in my direction from this price point. So I had this price point marked out. I think I called this out a few times in the video actually, but if you zoom out, you can see why. So here's a big imbalance. So I think I mentioned it yesterday. When price was here, I was buying it. I was trying to get it to this price point because that's where I would expect it to be sold. So from yesterday, I was buying it as well when it was down here. I would have loved for it to get up here, but I wasn't sure it's going to do that yesterday. So that was always a target. So now it's got there. This is where I would expect it to be sold. So it's there, right? And what it's done when it got up here, so it's trending up before it got up here, and it's created a consolidation here, and it's actually broke the structure it had. It is in a demand here, so it could be bought up here. So that's the risk. But if I'm right, it holds, it should come down here to fill this imbalance. And maybe from there, that's where it's bought up again. And then we'll then see if this supply zone holds. So it could break through there or it consolidates. And this, it could just hold from price action within this zone and really drive down, get past here and all the way down there. We don't know what the bigger move is, but the scalp is there. I mean, I could get out now and be done. I had a lot of size on it, so that's what I prefer to do sometimes. Just put some size, get a quick scalp, and I don't have to stick around for the speculation. So I made 0.1 and already put this on, that would be 0.2 and I could be done. So what I will do, see, as I just got started to the day, I've only been in this trade for about less than 5 minutes. I'm gonna just adjust my risk a little bit and wait to see how it plays out. Still got too much size on for this move. I will scale out again. I want to make it to a reasonable risk. For me, that's about 0.3. So half of this position again. And now I think I could afford to be patient. Yeah, 0.3 risk now. I could afford to be patient and see how it plays out. I think worst case scenario is a break-even trade from this entry. The entry is half decent. Yeah, it's 200 bagged. Yeah, so I could get my 0.3 today, but I want a little bit more from this move. It's a very decent opportunity. So we're going to see if it breaks this low. If it breaks the structure, this demand here, then it's free to go to TP, which is down here. So I think I will get my TP, be a bit ambitious today. You know, sometimes it makes sense just to scalp, and sometimes if the market's moving, you could hold it a little bit longer. But because it's come to the main key area that I would expect it to be sold from, and it's consolidated and it's broke the structure, I want to see it go a little bit further based on the higher time frame momentum, if you like. So a lot of aggressive selling here, consolidates, flags up, and this all could be just one big flag before it comes back down there and breaks through. It could still be a reversal, but this imbalance is what it's reacting to, and it needs to, if you do trade support and resistance, it needs to pull back into an area where it could find support. And that, in my opinion, should be, it could be this price point where I am, using this daily high as support. Or it could be here where it broke this daily high and left the imbalance. So if it gets past this low, that will be the target support for this up move. That would be the target to get price down there. So 41.01 if it holds. The sensible thing would just be to take my 0.3 and call it. So I'll keep an eye on it. If I get a decent drive from here, it's good. The problem, reason I say that is like it's in the demand zone here, and we're about to get started with London session in about 6 minutes. It could hold there and then drive up, and then that would stop me out essentially. That's why I had to adjust my risk, 0.3 risk now. I'm gonna adjust my risk again, make sure it's exactly where I want it to be. So this is the high I needed to respect. So from this high to this low, this is the demand that's created this price action. There is no left shoulder, so it's not a real reversal. So that's what something I need to be conscious of. It has broken structure, maybe just to run the stop losses that was underneath here, trying to get this breakout. But normally this is like a fake continuation break, and it's a reversal. Problem is there's no left shoulder. So I need it to get underneath here and making this the left shoulder, and maybe then it drives. So it depends what happens within this zone. If it breaks this low, then we're good. If not, it's probably take me out. I lose 0.3. I made about 0.2 on this already. I lose about 0.3. I think I want my stop loss here, but the best place is the swing high. So I'm going to be a bit patient and see what price looks like. I like it there. But we're going to be a bit patient, see what price looks like, how it's moving. And maybe I exit early, but that's my stop loss. That's where it needs to be. So yeah, gold trade. Hopefully this is the only trade I need today. It just pushes down, gives me what I want, and I'll call it. Don't need a lot today. I'm on schedule. I would like to make 1% this week. Made about 0.3 already. So this trade here would be 0.6. So I'll be on schedule. Like I said, I got a very busy week this week, so I don't really want to trade too often. And if I could hit my weekly objective that I've set for myself, I'm good there. I'll just take it and I'll be happy. But we're going to see how this plays out. It could be bought up from here and the sell doesn't work out. So I'm going to wait a little bit. 4 minutes before London session. Let's see. I think I need to mark out where I don't want to see price coming. Yeah. So I don't want to see price get back above this high. I need it to maintain this as a trend and continue going down. So my stop loss should be there. I may have to adjust it. Should be there. What does that look like? 0.1. Makes a profitable trade. Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, I think the swing high is where it's supposed to be, but I will adjust it a little bit and just leave it just above here. Okay. Make a risk-free trade. Yeah. That's fine. That's fine. So more or less risk-free trade. It should drive, should break this low, and then hopefully continues down here. And that makes it a decent win. Especially if I had size on it. Just gonna have to make peace with trading patiently. I used to, 10% in about 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm trying to slow that down because I need to adopt the mindset that if I had $1,000 of my own capital, I would not be aiming for 10% in a week or 2 weeks. I'll be try and do that in 6 months or something else, So I have to be realistic. All right, so far so good. It's looking bearish. I was worried that this was going to hold, but we're going to see. So get underneath this low now. 2 more minutes left. The new H1 candle, the London session candle should pull back in. Hopefully it doesn't. Just drives and takes this low. That's Asian low as well. Big inefficiency here, imbalance there. Another reason for it to go down. and it's coming from that supply. So boom, let's see. So far, a very good trade. If I left my initial size on it, I don't know, maybe that's about $700, 0.7 or so. Maybe should have done that, but try to be more disciplined in my approach. Okay. So I think I will take it here and see if I get a little bit more. I'll take it here. I just don't trust that this trend is over yet. Yeah, too late. London session started. Let's see what happens. It's this H1 candle. If it pushes and breaks this high, then it potentially continues going up. Just want to see it stay low. The current trend is down anyway, so I'm in line with the trend of the H1 and the higher daily as well. So hopefully just pushes down a bit further and gets this low. I could be more patient as well. Should be more patient. Yeah. All right. Let's see what that looks like. So London session is now started. This is the first M5 candle of the London session. Let's see how it plays out. I'm gonna have a quick look at everything else. Let's see what happened with USD Chef yesterday. Okay, cool. So I was right with the sell. Did it get to where I said it was going to be bought from though? That's a question. Not quite, I don't think. Mm-hmm. Don't recall where I said it was going to go to. Anyway, I think we were looking at it. It was there and said it was a sell first. Was it to get to this demand from this top to this bottom, maybe to be bought up here? Can't remember. But yeah, so that was the sell. Looks like it's coming back up to run it, maybe, or it holds. That would be interesting if it holds. If it holds, it could be a reversal. It will be a head and shoulders reversal, and then never know how far it could go. It could come all the way back down there. It's looking bullish, but again, I would not be buying from up here. I'd be more inclined to sell it, even just from there to sell it. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. What I would need to see for the sell, let me see. We have structure here, break structure, trend here, trend in here, a little bit of a break of structure here as well. So maybe from here. This is the second time I'm looking at this pair, so obviously this is not a recommendation. I'm not very familiar with it, but that break of H1 structure, there maybe there's a sell here, stop loss above there, to see if it goes further to get down underneath this low. Small risk, could be worth it. Yeah, anyway, go keep an eye on that, see how that plays out. Sometimes sometimes it's just good to read price action just to exercise your ability kind of thing, but it doesn't mean you need to trade everything. You don't need to trade every single thing you see. So had a good read here yesterday, see how this looks later, but I don't need to trade it to find out if I'm right or wrong. So it's looking more like a sell. and based on the current price action, and then the target will be this low. That's where I see it. Based on overall projection, it's bearish, is at a low, and it's also been trending down. Daily trending down, consolidates top of the zone. After trending up, it's kind of broken structure. We're still holding the daily lows trend. We'll see what that looks like when it's here. Does it come back down before going up again? So that's yesterday's daily low. Now, for a major swing back to the downside here, you need to see it break a daily low. So you had the daily highs, lower daily highs here, and at this point it broke it here, and from there it changed direction. So for it to come back down here, you need to see a daily low broken. Then look for a pullback, sell the pullback to try get it down further for the longer move. But for scalp there potentially. Check gold again. Okay, it's not looking good. It looks like it's reacting from this demand zone now. I'll be happy when it gets underneath there. So it's trending down, still gonna be patient and ignore this for now. It needs to break this structure, the main structure being this H1 high here. So if it pushes up here, pulls back down and pushes up, I'll be out around here. If not, it continues going down, exiting this candle here. This is where it should react to or even be bought from. So that would be my main target today. If it gets underneath this low, I don't see why it doesn't go down here. Probably scale out before it goes further. Leave a runner to see if it gets down there. Just because after taking this low, it could pull back up and come all the way to my entry again. Not interested in that. So that's why I'll scale out and just leave the runners that I could forget about. And if it gets there, that completes the read. But I don't need to be in there for the whole move to make a return from it. A decent move from it. Quick look at GU trending up. I can't remember what I said yesterday. Oh yeah, it's working its way down, wasn't it? So not a traditional reversal. It's got down, pushed back up. It's working its way down, but it's not going straight. And now it's taking this high. So again, this is why I'm not in currencies right now. They're just too choppy. Pushing all the way up. Maybe news catalyst is going to push its way down. These equal lows here will still suggest, yeah, it moves down to me. Never know. It's too choppy to read. Let's see if Euro's got any easier to read. Nope, still slowly working its way down. H1 trend broke the structure there, came down, and now it's consolidating. Maybe it's starting another H1 trend. Whether that holds or not, I don't know. Let's see the create equal highs here. No. It's maintaining a downtrend. Lower daily highs. Broke it there, but then broke it there. The lower daily low. So consolidation really this is, but still maintaining a downtrend. So I'm still inclined to believe there's a sell to try get underneath there. Still not going to participate. Gonna stay away from it. Too choppy. All right, so gold is a trade for me today. I'm in the right place. And we're gonna see how this plays out. The slowing down is not looking good. I really wanted it to drive with momentum to take this low here, but as you can see, the trend pulls down, breaks up, pulls back in. That's what's done here. We're gonna see if it goes further and breaks this low, or it's just gonna push back up. That's the move. We're gonna see how it plays out. But yeah. For those in the chat, let me know if what you're looking at, if I'm missing something here, if I haven't covered what you're looking at. Maybe a second pair of eyes. And also maybe there's another opportunity. I haven't seen nothing on Euro USD or GU. Maybe I'm missing something. Chef. Consolidation. Can't really read this, but yeah, it's supply. Broad structure. Let's see what happens. There was a strategy I used to use to trade consolidation. When it's clear consolidation on a higher time frame, like you could do this on a lower time frame as well, but it's a better move on a higher time frame. So when price comes down here, pulls up, comes to this point, it's meant to drive and just continue, but it pulls all the way back up, comes to this point again, and it stops. It's meant to go through and comes all the way back up. That's clear consolidation to me now, right? So how do you trade it? If you get into a move here with the breaker structure here, I usually try to trade it back to the midpoint, the medium. Okay. So from the top of the range to the bottom of the range, that's about the midpoint here. So if you could get any buys or any sells that's above here, try to trade it back to the middle. Any buyers from below here, try to trade it back to the middle. That's what I used to do a lot on Euro USD when it was moving back in the days. So back to midpoint, back to midpoint. So trending down here, broke structure, back to midpoint. Trending up here, broke structure, back to midpoint. Trending down here, broke structure, back to midpoint. Trending up, broke structure there, back to midpoint. Not bad. But it's just then finding, really identifying when it's in consolidation. This is clearly in consolidation. So maybe there's a sell here, back to midpoint. And you can see, why is it midpoint? You can see where the H1 candles are rejecting here. The key price point there, multiple times there, and so on. So that's the midpoint. Just when to get in. You have to be a bit patient. This is on the daily. Maybe on H1, it's the same view. Nope. They try to hide it, you know. Try to hide the price action. Like that as a midpoint. Bottom of the range, middle, top of the range. Yep. Probably get a fib tool and you can see that clearly, but naked eye you can see it as well. Okay, what's going on with this gold trade? Well, so far it's doing exactly what I expected. It's in the demand based on the Asian session low. I mentioned this yesterday. If you were on the stream yesterday about big candles. This is the big candle. Should have respected that, but it's got underneath it. I'm more inclined to believe it doesn't hold now. But that being said, it's still within the demand. Let me just have a look to the left. Hmm. No. If I was buying it, this would be the zone to buy it from, but it needs to really break structure. I may even buy it. We're gonna see. I'm gonna keep my eye on this high here. If it breaks this high, maybe I'm looking for a buy. If it's maintaining its trend, breaks this high, I'm gonna get out there and look for the buy to push it further up. Maybe it wants to push further into this imbalance, this flag from this low to this high. Push further there. Maybe New York session send it down if it is to send it down. But even that pullback would be a scalp as well in the New York session. So I'm gonna wait, see how it plays out. It's doing exactly what I anticipated and didn't want it to do. So potentially an entry there when it's actually broke structure now. Let's see if it continues. I may get out here. No, we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait. It needs to stop me out up here. Then I'll get out. I'm gonna reduce my stop loss here. I don't think it needs to get back up here. Let me just have another look. Is there any reason it needs to get back up here? No. Okay. There's no reason it needs to get all the way back up there. Should really have it at the swing high here. I'm gonna can move it to this H1 low here. Don't want to see that structure be broken, but it can come all the way up here and still go down. So best thing to do is risk how much you're willing to lose, and that's what I'm gonna do. 0.2 is how much I'm willing to lose. Makes a break-even trade. Okay, cool. So above the swing high, 0.2, I'm out of the trade. I'm maybe looking at a buy. Depends how this price action moves towards where my stop loss is. Should have taken that small win. That's a problem. When you wait for the longer moves, you're going to have to be patient, but also price can come against you and really test your patience, really test your nerve. Taking the quick scalp, it's done really, isn't it? Note to self. E8 so far, in terms of spread, I haven't actually checked. Good question. I'm going to check. Let's see what the commissions were for these last trades. The entries, I haven't seen anything crazy. It's commissions. No. I'm gonna have to get back to you. But in terms of the actual trades, I'm gonna have to check my dashboard off stream, and I'll get back to you. I'll let you know tomorrow. I will be here tomorrow. I will be here tomorrow. I will be streaming tomorrow. So I'll let you know tomorrow in terms of spreads and commission. But there should be no spreads. There should be no commission. This is a paper trading account. I think, where did they expose that? I mean, they're being very transparent, but if it's a paper trading account, the whole idea of putting spreads and stuff like that just doesn't make sense. The argument they'll respond, or most prop funds will respond with, it will say they want to create the real experience for you. I don't need that. I don't need you adding ridiculous spreads just so I could feel the pressure. No, I don't need that. But so far so good. The real question is, when it comes to the payouts, if they are gonna stand on what they say that they will do. And from what I've seen is you could get the payouts on demand. And that's what I really wanna find out. To find out, I need to make another 5. And then any profit I should be able to withdraw, even if it's just $500. I should be able to take it out and then to put $500 back in. So that's the main question I need to figure out, see. And I think in about a month or two, should be able to do that. But that being said, it is coming to December. December is notoriously difficult to trade. If you are new to trading, very difficult to trade in December, especially currencies. That's why I'm staying away from it. Currencies are very difficult to trade. It would make sense because you want a stable currency before the Christmas period, the busiest time of the year. I don't know how gold moves around that time. Maybe it's very aggressive. Maybe it's just stagnant. We're going to find out. I'm going to be trading through this next 3 weeks, 2 weeks, I think, and that's it. I don't really want to trade during Christmas. I don't need any distractions from the family or anything like that. And then get back started on January. I tried to have a look at past data. We could do that while we wait. This is starting to look messy. You can see 25. So that period there was December. Not very visible. Okay. There you go. That's a better example. 2024. December. So there's some movement on the daily. There's some opportunities there. Consolidating a bit that day, but look at that. Those are nice moves on the daily. Nice moves on the daily. And this is December up until 23rd. So this is 23rd. This is Christmas. So it's only really Christmas. So maybe the 2 weeks before that. This is the 2 or 3 weeks before Christmas. So there's still moves in gold. So that's good to know. I could be patient. So I'll probably still be trading up until maybe the last week or so before Christmas. We'll see. Make sure I got the Christmas tree up and all that before I made that decision. Is it too early to get Christmas trees up? What do you think? My kids are eager to do it this weekend, I think. Yeah, I appreciate you for doing that. And do you know what's interesting? I think I don't know, maybe it's the way I think. I feel like someone was watching my streams from their team, right? And because I had back and forth with them on the emails, and I basically said, like, you can't just ban people for reviews. They say, no, we haven't banned you for your reviews, but you have communicated that you're not happy with us. So that's my reviews, right? The only other communication that's made any suggestion on not being satisfied with their performance would have been here on stream. So I feel like maybe they're aware of my streams. I don't know. That being said, they responded to my email this morning. I said to them basically, you can't just ban people. It's actually illegal to do that. I have gone down the legal route, and I have spoke to Citizen Advice Bureau in the UK, and they've advised basically that because they are based in Israel, it's not nothing they could do, and they're giving me contact details to file a complaint internationally. I haven't done that yet, but I will do that eventually, and I think they're well aware of it. And the prop firms have the ability to make a decision who or not uses their platforms, but I need to really look at that if they can just say no to people based on the fact they don't want to. I get it when they say in terms of regions, and certain regions they don't want customers, but that's a blanket rule, right? Whereas an individual who's left a bad review, nah, bye bye. What do you mean? That doesn't make any sense. And I've messaged them a few times, and that's what they keep on coming back with, saying basically that, I don't know, it's not because of the bad review, but bye bye. It doesn't make sense. It really just doesn't make sense. So whatever you do say, their response will always be, we've reviewed the situation and we've decided not to continue collaborating with you. That's all they said. And you can't really fight that. So I made my peace with it. I spoke to them a few times. I made my peace with it. They've got the decision, but I will seek legal advice to see if they can do this. So, and if they can't do that, oof, they're in trouble, aren't they? So I don't know. It feels like a unique situation. They haven't really been in this situation before. And I feel maybe they made a rash decision because it went from one review to a ban. It just didn't make any sense. And their explanation is, well, you said you were considering not working with us anymore, so we banned you. That doesn't make any sense. It's my decision. Whether I work with you or not, it's my decision. It's not yours. And I said this to them in the emails, and they've gone now from responding and making mistakes in the response to just having blanket statements. I think they've maybe consulted legal team and just having blanket statements, and just, there's no point in me continuing having a discussion with them because they will just repeat it again and again and again. So I'm going to leave it as that, and I'll seek legal advice and see what we could do. But I'm not going to stress about it. If I can do something, I'll do something. If I can't, I have to leave it. There's no fight in it. It's disgusting what they've done, in my opinion. They caused the delay. They caused my reaction, which was a negative review. And after a negative review, I'm banned. It's not my fault. But yeah, so that's the situation with them. I don't think they're going to respond. They'll just give blanket statements until, and try to end the situation as it is. They don't really want to have a back and forth anymore. Yeah, yeah. Well, not a lot I could do about it then, you know. So we'll see, we'll see. And I think that's what they're holding with, and that's why they made that decision, because it was just like, it was just like, there's no discussion of what happened. They made the decision. So now, what's really interesting is it the negative review, or is it because I'm a profitable trader and they have to make payouts to me? That's what I think it is. Because as we all know, prop firms make money when people fail. That's why they're in the business. Trading, majority people fail. 90% of people fail. So if you are paying to do a prop firm challenge and 90% of people fail, that's a lot of money for the company. It doesn't cost them anything to, well, it costs them a little bit to set up these demo accounts, but it doesn't cost them anything when people lose these demo accounts. Okay, so they're in the business to gain from losses. So having profitable traders is not really a benefit to them unless they are a raw prop firm where they make money from profitable traders trading with them. And the answer to that, I mean, if you think about it, how easy it is to sign up to prop firms with no experience, I think you got your answer to that. Anyone could sign up. Anyone could get lucky and get a funded account, and they're just gonna give you capital, real life capital based on that. Sounds a bit sketchy. I don't know. They claim that it's real. Maybe somewhere in the fine print you see that it's they say stimulated funds. I don't know, but at least there are some platforms who are very transparent on that. E8 has clearly said this is paper trading accounts. I think FTMO is the same setup. It's very transparent. We know what we're getting involved in. We know the business now. We should know the business if you're trading with prop firms. If you do well, okay, they pay you out. If you don't do well, they get paid. That is the business. You need to accept it, whether or not you want to trade with them or not. The way I'm looking at it is, before I go out on myself, I go out by myself using my own funds, I should really prove to myself that I could do it consistently. And that's why I'm using prop firms. So it's like trading on a demo account, really. Prove yourself before you go to a live account. But with a prop firm, it makes it a little bit more real because you put a little amount up and you can actually get something back. So it's a good place to start. I have no issues with prop firms, their place in the industry. I have no issues with them. What people need to know is that they benefit from your losses, and there's basically they benefit from your losses. So as long as you're aware of that and you make a conscious decision to continue, that's fine. Just have an issue with the ones that make claims that don't stick to what they say they're going to do, and also the ones that don't pay out. There are companies who don't pay out. There's, like I've mentioned in a previous video, there are a lot of these influencers, these fake gurus who've gone into prop firms and they just don't pay out, and they just block people from Discords as well. So it's scary to see that that's what ended up happening to me through the Fivers. I wouldn't have expected it from them, who they've been around for 9 years. Wouldn't have expected it from them, but that's what happened. I got blocked due to a payout dispute. Not great. And as you can see, I'm not that bad of a trader. I'm doing okay. Should be supporting me. But yeah. Anyway. I'll pursue it as far as I can and see where it goes. So this H1 candle is starting to present itself. A little pull back in. So I need that volume now. I'm quite familiar with this price action. Where is it? It's here, there. See that candle there? So this is the big candle. Holds at the big candle, comes down, pulls back up, stalls, then breaks its structure and breaks the big candle. What does it do after? Boom, right? So it falls down further to break this low that created that big candle. Then after that, it got bought up the next day. So big candle, consolidates here, broke its structure, drives down, broke the big candle. That candle that pulls back in to the big candle. I'm just giving away all my observation. Anyway, it took me about less than 30 minutes to figure this out, to see this last week. So it's free information, really. Anyway, hope you appreciate it. Support the channel. So breaks the big candle. I expected to get there. I haven't back tested it enough to see that, but that's what I'm expecting now. saw this midstream sometime. I was just trading last week off stream. Actually, I saw it mid trading session. I saw that, observed it a few times. I thought, okay, cool, this is interesting. And now I'm trying to trade it, see how consistent it is. I'm going to take some size off here. Would like to see it take there, but I think I'll take some size off and just leave the runner. Let me just have a look. If it's moving with speed, maybe it pulls. So big imbalance, I could expect it to pull back up. I should take some here. All right, let's have a look at taking half of this position and then maybe moving to break even. Let's do more than half and leave a little runner. So that concludes my day. I know I've made my 0.3. Yeah, 0.3. Cool. I'm going to move to break even. I think I got the H1 low, lower high now. Yep, cool. So break even's fine now. And the rest should go. If it continues this trend, it shouldn't come back for this high. So that's why I know now I can move to break even. And now we see where it wants to go. I believe it's down here. But it should break this low first. I believe it's down here because this is where it should get support from this previous daily high that it broke here. Normally when it breaks, it pulls back in. It hasn't done that. Maybe it wants to do that today. Pull back in there, and that will conclude the move. Even though I have only got a small size left, there's still about shy of 0.2, so I will welcome that. I'll take that, and that will give us just 0.1 under 5% on this account. Yeah, happy days. So I will leave the runner. I've moved to break even. It's a free trade now. If it stops me out, that's fine. I still made my 0.3 today. Okay, I'm gonna have another look at the market, see what's going on before I call it. Okay, so based on this, you should continue to take the Asian high. Not much of a move. 3 pips. But basically from here, it should have taken it. Really, these are equal highs. It should have taken it from here, but pull all the way back down there. Why? To fill this imbalance. Cool. Come back up here, broke the structure for the pullback, and that's going back up. So any pullbacks here could have entered at the bottom here, maybe to take it to break this high. Stop loss at the, I think there's a nice H1 trend. Yeah, there's a clear H1 trend. Stop loss at the bottom of there, potentially. That's what the read is. Whether it happens or not, we'll see. But yeah, equal highs, there is a trend, and it's coming from this reversal pattern. Left shoulder ahead, all of this here, that's the right shoulder. Come within the right shoulder, almost broke structure for the higher time frame. Came back here, hold. We'll see, because it could still hold there, could just be consolidating and get underneath here and then drive for this again. That'll be interesting to see. Our gold is really moving now. Ah, there we go. Got that low, so I exited a bit early, but I'm gonna close it there because I know this is pulling back up, but I still think it gets down there. But I'm happy with the trade, happy with the win, and I don't want any temptation to come back and look at the market. Another thing I started to do is remove that temptation that that need to come back into the market once I'm done. That's usually where I make my mistakes. If you guys who've been following, I know a few of you have been following my journey from the beginning. I appreciate you guys, by the way. If you see what I used to do, I used to actually trade a lot from my mobile phone, but I've moved now to having a space where I could trade, and that's helped me a lot. I get in the market at a specific time, London session, usually an hour or two before of trading, sorry, and then I'm done. And once I'm done, it makes things easier. I'm not worn out, not burnt out. The next day I'm looking forward to trading, and it keeps things simple. I'm not going through those emotional spikes which really affect trading. So if you are going through those periods where you're really excited with wins, it's not a good thing, because when you take the loss, you revenge. So I'm in a point where I've been I don't know if you could call it a winning streak, but I've found some consistency. It's been about 2 or 3 months of winning so far. Might show you guys my E8. Well, I can show you my trading history here. I'm gonna say my E8 trading dashboard, but you can see my trading history here. Recorded the same information. Okay, so there you go. Since I started the account, .2s, 0.1s, 0.4s, took a 0.3 risk loss here. I thought, okay, cool, need to tighten this up. And from then 0.5, 0.6, still here risking too much. And it was just this weekend I said, do you know what? I'm doing way too much. Let's tighten this up. 0.3 is okay. And I've been on a winning streak. Let's see per day, how many trades are we looking at? Now the point is clear. The point is clear. Trade less. Trading less will help you out. Trade less. Have a nice little routine. Have a nice little structure. Trade less. It helps you out. Find consistency. Look for consistency over the long run rather than short games. And that's what I'm working on still. I'm not perfect. I'm not there, but I am working on it. And with that, you're able to see more in the market. In terms of reading price action, the observation I made with the big candles, I'm not burnt out. So I can see other things. I can see what price is doing. You know, the entry for this move here being up here based on this imbalance. Very easy to see. To be sold from here. It took me a minute to get into this trade. I came in, said goodbye to the boys, logged on, had a look. Oh, it's a sell. Sold it because I'm not burnt out. So something to be taken on board, something to consider for new traders who are watching the stream. And I'm pretty sure the more experienced traders know this. So yeah, I think I will call it. So sticking to what I said, I'll have a look at this tomorrow and see what's going on. I will be here tomorrow. I think that tomorrow will be the last trade I'll do this week. Yes, that's correct. In terms of streaming, so I'll be streaming tomorrow, then I'll be back the following week. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. If you have, you know what to do. Support the channel, hit the like button. Any feedback, any questions, let me know. And let me just remember which button I missed it. I'm supposed to press. Okay, this is Patrick signing out. Until next time, peace.